Good morning, Coach Chloe and Coach Shamir. How was your
Good
weekends?
morning.
Was
My
good.
weekend
Was
was
good.
good. My weekend was really good.
Me too.
Yeah,
Cold on here.
it is
How's the
cold in
weather?
Texas.
Yes.
I don't know
Man,
why. I'm
Not
in
where you are,
Dallas.
Chloe?
it's cold. It's like 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in Dallas. It's about 40 degrees as well. Shamir, you're in Houston?
Houston, it's around the same thing.
Yeah, I don't know. Crazy.
One day it's hot, the next day it's cold. Like
Mm,
literally, one day it's 80 degrees, the next day it's 40.
literally.
That's why this whole congestion thing I've been battling with between Texas and Florida, because Florida was hot, then it was cold, then I flew. It's ridiculous.
Not ideal. Like, that's not what I came here for.
13 years ago, that is not why I moved to Texas, was to
Mm-mm.
have, I wanted regular warm weather, not the hot. I could do without the hot, but you know what? Whatever. But since I'm here, and it's part of the reason why we're on this call today, is why we stopped taking clients. Like, I think that a lot of the people are trying to figure out how to stop, can't find their why they stop taking clients or even stop selling back. Someone out there is wanting to go, wanting to have a reason, wanting to be okay with, wanting permission
Mhm.
to say, you know what, it's time for me to scale back. I'm where I want to be. And this is what we're here for. The Nail Girl Collective is all about collecting all of our histories, all of our stories, and to sharing with those that are ready to move beyond the table and to just get to a different place.
I like how you said that. Give yourself permission, because that is like the first part. That's
Yeah.
definitely the first part.
So how did you give yourself permission, Chloe, to start to scale back and get to the point of where
Well,
you
my clients had me stressed. My clients had me stressed. Like, text me all the time. Like, I have boundaries, yes, but like just in general, it's like, I know exactly when they come here, they're gonna be late, they're gonna be doing this, they're gonna be that. I need to do something different. I love doing nails. I love the creativity of doing nails. The pandemic taught me I didn't have to have these people in my face to make money doing nails too.
for sure?
So I had to tell myself, like, you know what? If you want to do something different, just like you literally left your corporate job and started doing nails full time off rip. You have free will, sis. You're gonna need to say, you know what? I'm raising these prices. I'm cutting down my days. Stay if you stay, but I'm doing something different. And that was it. I just told myself, if you don't change, it doesn't change. So I had to give myself permission to do something different.
Yeah, and I think this also comes within which everything goes back to mindset too. I
Hmm.
know one of my reasons was just a different change of mindset, looking at your clients differently. Now
Hmm.
it was a matter of I need them to pay a bill. It was a matter of okay, y'all getting in my skin. It's like so let me figure this out and raise my prices so it's not as needed.
Hmm. Yeah, so you don't need as many. And so that's what I did do specifically. I was like, well, and I didn't even give a real justification other than I'm super trained. I've been here for years. Look at all the stuff I got. Go somewhere else if I'm that terrible, but you don't want to. That's the thing. So it's not that even with my skills, they're actually buying part of me, right? And I don't think people understand that they're buying part of you, because I'm what keep them coming back. Because even when I was terrible at doing nails, I was funny. I was funny. I had good conversation. When I moved to a new area, I was like, this is going on this weekend. So I was more of a resource. And so whenever they come, I remember a little bit about what they told me last time. And so I built that relationship with them where they're going to follow me all over the city of San Antonio because they have. Also, they're part of, I have to go to Chloe. There's some exclusivity there with coming to me because I don't take new clients.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nobody can get in.
So for me, one of the reasons, this wasn't the main reason, but my physical health started paying the price. So
Mm,
we all know sitting to the table for a long time, either you have back issues, you have get carpal tunnel, or you have eyesight issues. For me, it wasn't really the back. Once in a while, the back pain would come and go. But I sit back at the table. I sit to the. I don't care if I sit in an ergonomic chair. I sit to the edge of this chair. That's how
yeah.
I know. I sit to the edge, and I've been doing that for years, but the back issue wasn't the main thing. It was my hands and it was my eyes. And I started getting signs that I couldn't even ignore anymore, having to sleep with a brace on at night because my hands would lock up. Simple things like picking up a fork to eat, my hands would start to lock up. And I'm like, okay, this isn't right. I started feeling it years ago, like probably I was like 5 years in. And my mom was like, oh, it's maybe early onset arthritis or something like that. So she got me a stress ball. And, I used to do it with a stress ball and it worked until it didn't work anymore. And then it started to get worse. And I'm like, hold on, what is this? What is this? Doctor said, hey, you got carpal tunnel. You need to rest your hands. Like, how could I do this? Started sleeping with the brace. That helped until it didn't help. Then even with my eyesight, I went to so many optometrists. And some of them couldn't figure out like what was going on. My eyes would start to cross up, and then they started telling me that the muscles in my eyes started to get weak because I'm staring in one position for
Yeah.
such a long period of time. And I'm up like this, just staring, even with my glasses on. That started happening. Then another doctor told me that the chemicals caused permanent sensitivity on my eyes. So I had severe dryness. I'm an acrylic tech, and in the Bahamas, everyone wants acrylic. I tried to bring the gel X to them and they weren't having it. I tried to bring hard gels to them. They weren't having it. They want acrylic. Acrylic didn't do me nothing. I love my acrylic. We doing acrylic. So it was hard for me to stray away from that. But that was one of the reasons what made me say, like, I can't be doing this forever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like, I guess it's a sport. I always like to tell the students, it's like it's a sport. And then depending on your athletic experience, your athletic years you put in, it wears on you. Regardless with
Mm.
anything, it's not just a sit down job like somebody working at a computer. It exchange of energy is medical grade chemicals that we're putting in front of us. It's fine motor tools that we're working with. So yeah, there is going to be some kind of, and I don't want to say burnout, but your
Mhm.
body is experiencing difference. And like you, King Shamir, I used to always just sit with like I would sit like that too, like to the side and work. And
Mhm.
it was tennis elbow that I would get. And I was like, tennis elbow, I don't play tennis or whatever, but that's a totally different thing.
Yeah, because you see how I turned my body already so used to sitting like this.
I'm not gonna hold y'all up. I got a pillow.
Oh, you rest your arm on the pillow?
Yes,
I had one too. I had one too.
I got a pillow. Like I don't, and if they don't relax their hands, like I'm like, okay, relax your hand, and I'm that's the end of the appointment.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not the nail tech that's afraid to tell people, relax your hand or you need to sit better because you're hurting me. I need my back. I need to work to be able to make money from you. You have to sit properly so I could be in a good posture.
Yeah, and I with the signs that we were talking about, and I know you said you went to the doctor, and I know it could be some more mental issues, but for that person that is out there and she loves nails, like we all know we love nails, we love the creativity, we love all of that. How do we let them know it's okay to scale back, to leave? Now, for me, I would say I found something that I love just as much, and the creativity is not just with the art, because of course I say I'm not an art person, and I just love the building websites or I love doing stuff on the back end. So I know that when I was scaling back on my clients, I started doing more technical stuff when it came down to it, and it was still as exciting. But I also had something I could talk to my clients about that they were interested in. So then I started building websites for my clients. So when I started scaling back and getting ready to leave, I started using my other skills with the audience that I already had right in front of me to go ahead and build up some things, that I had. Fitness as well, but it was more so trying to get those kind of clients. But here's the thing, getting those kind of clients that also was going to be able to afford any other kind of service that I had. So it made it more easy for a transition for me, although I don't have them now, but it was still that thing. So I think that those nail techs need to know that nails is not their only thing, because I know with you two is not your only thing that you
mhm.
do. So what other kind of skills can they try to, or how did you build on your skills to be able to leave the table or start pushing back on the table and doing something else?
Okay, so my building, like you guys already know, I got 2 masters and a bachelor's degree, and my building started because I was like, well, I do want to do something different, and so I started looking into online teaching, and this was like way before the pandemic. So I literally have built, like you were saying, so many school platforms and like learning the sales funnel. I got a coach for that. Like the amount of money that I spent on the coaching to actually get, and you know what I mean? To get the resources to be able to say, "Oh, no, I can build this in, like, a day." And I used to test myself, like, "Can you build a whole sales funnel in 2, 3 days? Can you get it done in a weekend?" Ideally, I was selling my own programs, and it's funny that you're saying that. It's because a lot of my other clients are trying to transition into something else too, and they're like, "Well, can you show me?" And I'm like, "I mean, I could."
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
so now I'm like in the position where, of course, I've been doing this for a bit. I've been through many different programs. And so I understand the scope of work and what's required to sell that. And so I'm like doing that same thing with nail techs. Like, this is what you could do. This is the steps to take. But I'm like shortcutting them because I took all this time learning all these different platforms, like from super expensive to like super cheap. I'm like, no, I can make it happen. And it's really about that back end knowledge that, like you had, Angela, that back end knowledge that's like, oh, okay, yeah, you can apply these tools, even with talking to people to other things. So they need to look and see what other skills do they have. Like I would just write them down and how can they apply to other areas of still the nail industry or even something else different that they wanted to do.
Yeah, I would say that because I know with just in general, be having someone else in front of you, even if you're selling press on nails, start with press on nails first and just try to make that offer to them. Because of course, if they're coming to you for nails, then there's still something else that they need. Be it that you are a notary, you may be an insurance agent. I know there was a nail tech who actually left the industry because she learned not insurance, taxes. So now she's in this whole tax field. But this girl was a nail tech, an esthetician, eyelash massage. She went to all the schools except for hair. But she went to all the schools. But now my girl's doing taxes. I'm like, what? But she found a tribe. They're killing it. They're doing a great job. I guess right now just more so of understanding the permission to say, don't feel bad leaving, but know that it's still part of you.
Because you do feel guilty.
You do. You
Mm-hmm.
do. You know, I started to outgrow taking clients because I know I wanted to teach. For
Mm-hmm.
I listen, I love my clients. And if any one of y'all listening, I love y'all. I love the bond that we grew together. I love my clients turned into family.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, they turned into family. But years ago, my aunt prophesied to me. Well, first my uncle prophesied that I was gonna have a salon and that it was gonna be called Nailed It. And the thing about it is when he gave me that prophecy, I wasn't even good at doing nails. So I was like, okay, like I barely have clients. I'm trying to figure out if I want to stay in this business because
Mm-hmm.
it ain't really working out. Then after I started getting good with it, things started getting good. His wife, which is my aunt, she came back and she prophesied and she was like, the Holy Spirit told me you're not going to be doing nails forever. You're going to be teaching. And I'm
Hmm.
like, I love what I'm doing. Teaching? What are you talking about? I love taking on my clients. I love this. And she would call me every so often and ask me how's work going. And I'd say, it's going so good and this and that or whatever. And she'd be like, well, don't get too comfortable because the Holy Spirit has already revealed to me that you're going to be teaching. Lo
Mm-hmm.
and behold, I met Coach Angela and sat next to me in a class. And she, I discussed with her that I wanted to get my license in the US because we don't have licenses in the Bahamas. And then eventually that turned into me getting my master educators in nails. And then I was like, okay, I really like this. So do I
Yeah.
really want to take clients or I really want to focus on teaching? Because I started to get so excited about teaching and watching people's growth and seeing,
Mm-hmm.
starting from here and I could take you up here with your nail art and your skills. That started to be like a pivotal moment for me. Like, you know what? I need to scale back on taking clients and put teaching to the forefront because I know that I can get clients. I know that I can get clients, but I need to shift my focus into teaching for me to be able to get better at it, for people to be able to take me serious, not as a nail tech, but now as an instructor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think that too is seeing where another strong suit is that it falls in line with whatever it is that you're doing right now. And I always tell all of the girls, if someone comes in your inbox and asks you to teach them something, do it. Just do it because it's going to get some reps in. And it also gives you a chance to try to do something else just to see if it's going to work. It's not going to hurt. You probably know more than that person. Most likely you know more than that person. Speaking of which, that's always the case. Anytime we start something, we have to put it out there. And sometimes I remember I had started this whole Stella Society 42-day challenge and I just put it out there, had nothing available. And literally every day I was posting, I was recording, posting, recording, posting. And I was like, oh, and I think, Chloe, that's how I learned how to create courses back then because I
Mm-hmm.
made it a course. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to record it and I had to post it, record it and post it. And I go back and I look at it and I'm like, oh, it is cringe. But you learn how to do it. So even just taking that step, taking that first step just to try, read a book, watch a YouTube video, or even ask someone, but to definitely just try because let's just be real with them. Staying behind the table forever,
It's not feasible.
it's not feasible.
No,
Mm-mm. Like you literally
listen,
can't. Like as much as you want to, and like, I love these people so much. Like no, and especially if you're not charging if you're charging under a premium price point, and so you're doing it 12 hours, 15 hours a day, every day of the week. No, definitely not
yeah,
sustainable. Like if
not
Yeah.
your mind
sustainable.
don't
You're
break down,
gonna you're gonna get burnt out.
yeah.
You're
And your
gonna
body,
get burnt.
body's gonna take is gonna take a toll.
It's gonna take a toll. It's
Yeah.
gonna take a toll. And then the hairstylists, they have back problems. The estheticians, they have back problems. So each one of us in our each field, we have an issue with our body from doing this for such a long period of time.
Hmm. My client's like, "Oh, you're still young though." Like, I look young, but I'm 43, so
Exactly. I'm like, I'm 52, and they're like, "Oh, you can still sit on the floor." I can, but I don't want to. And
no,
I used to travel, so of course, when I would travel, I did work in a lower range. Don't get me wrong, I am happy that I can still get up, get down, and just get
right,
down. However, that does not mean that you need to keep doing that because you're chasing, the money. So in closing, let's just go ahead and be real with them because most of the time people stay is because the money's good. The money's good. It's right now. And we've already talked before about one, managing your money, but understanding that if you're chasing money, if you're running towards the money, if you're chasing the money, you're probably leaving something else behind. You're running away from something that is probably just as important than anything else. So just change that whole mindset of knowing that if you got to the point where you are, you could definitely go further with something else and don't be afraid of starting.
nope,
Yeah. Definitely. I would say build something that you could grow with and not nothing that's gonna wear you down, wear your body down physically, mentally,
mm,
like build something that's you could grow with and just take off from there. You can't be doing it forever, honestly. You can't. And the thing about it is you've been doing it for like 30 something years. These other girls gonna come in and they gonna be killing it, and
right,
people just because you good, people are gonna be like, oh, she's so old. I don't want to go to her. I'm
right.
like that.
Cause like, are you doing the new stuff? Have you been taking classes? Whenever I look at the nail tech, if I'm gonna go get my nails done, like, where have you been? Have you learned anything new? You're doing the same
Yeah,
old stuff over and over again. I don't want that.
yeah, I don't mind.
That's a different story for a different day because I met
Yeah,
a
it
lady
is.
doing nails 10 years younger than I have, and I was like, "You still doing the old sanitation," which was sanitary. We're not even gonna talk about that. So
Let's
before we
not.
leave, let's just go ahead and
We're gonna put a
Everyone
pin
eyes
in it
open wide just now.
because
yeah, like, no, not right now. It's a whole nother rabbit hole we're not gonna dig into. Before we leave, we definitely wanna invite them to our No Girl Collective
mhm,
because we have so much more to offer. So just give them a little taste of what you have to offer in No Girl Collective as one of the mentors.
So, as one of the mentors in New Girl Collective, I definitely would be there offering advice to building your brand, stepping away from the table. So, I'm going to throw in a little bit of nail art for those who are interested, but it's going to be amazing. We have a lot of mentors in this group. Myself, Coach Chloe, Queen Angela, we got Coach Ashley, Risha, Ryan. It's a whole lot going on. So you guys don't want to miss this.
Don't wanna miss it.
okay, so I'm gonna be in the group showing you how to actually build another revenue stream with creating your own courses and digital products and selling them beyond the table. So if you're teaching nail art, whatever you're going to be doing, I'm going to show you how to make that a digital asset so that you can get your message out and make some coins while you're doing it. So join us. It's exciting.
It is exciting. See you there. The link is going to be in the description below, but you could always go to nailgirlcollective.com to check us out. Bye.
Bye.